Do you know what no one talks about in graphic design? That terrifying moment when you open Illustrator. You have the brief, you have the mood board, and you have the deadline, and you have absolutely nothing in your brain. No spark, no clever concept, just vibes, and bad ones. And the worst part about all of it is then you start questioning everything. Am I even creative? Did I peak in college? Was that one good poster in 2018 just an accident? So today we're not doing just surface level, like get inspired by nature advice. We're going deep. I'm going to give you real, practical, and slightly unhinged advice. Very effective ways to come up with stronger, smarter, more creative solutions for any design project that comes your way. This video is especially for when you feel stuck, because despite what some clients think, creative solutions are not magic. They are engineered. And let's talk about how. Okay, wild start. But the moment that you sit down at your desk and you think, I need to be creative now, your brain tightens up. Creativity does not like pressure. Creativity likes curiosity. The most creative solutions I ever had did not start with, how can I make this look cool? They started with questions like, what is actually happening here? Creative solutions come from understanding the problem better than anyone else in the room. If you start to decorate before you diagnose, you get aesthetic but very shallow work. And shallow work makes you feel stuck, and it's definitely not the work that goes into your portfolio. So instead of asking yourself, how can I make this look more creative? Ask yourself instead, what is the problem that I'm trying to solve? You'll be shocked at how often the brief really isn't the real problem. Okay, and this is where designers level up. Most designers read the brief once. Creative designers interrogate it. We ask questions like, why this audience? Why this message? Why this tone? Why this format? What happens if we flip this? Let's say, for instance, you're designing a poster for a sustainability campaign. The basic solution would be things like green colors, leaves, earth icons, right? Very clean type, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just very expected. A creative spin on a campaign like this could be like, what if we show the absence of nature? What if the poster is intentionally empty? What if the typography looks eroded a bit? Or what if the layout feels like it is suffocating? That is how you design from a concept rather than just decoration. And concept is where creativity lives. If your inspiration is only Behance, Pinterest, and Dribbble, you are recycling recycled ideas. Graphic design feeds on other disciplines. Instead, you could study things like architecture, film cinematography, fashion construction, poetry even, packaging in grocery stores, even choreography. For example, look at how tension is built in films by directors like Christopher Nolan. He doesn't just rely on visuals, instead he manipulates structure. He focuses on things like pacing and expectation. You could do that sort of thing in a layout too. You could do that with typography. The more diverse your input, the more original your output is. For instance, I've traveled, I've lived in Malaysia. I've seen how multiple languages can coexist in one space. That layered visual culture, that's creative fuel that I wouldn't have gotten if I stayed in America. I use it. Creative designers are collectors. This is one of my favorite techniques because I think it is so fun. When you're stuck, instead of trying to make it better, see what happens if you make it dramatically worse. Break the grid, use a ridiculous typeface, make the hierarchy chaotic, flip the color palette to something absurd. Why? Because that removes the fear of ruining it. And once you break something intentionally, then you see edges that you didn't see before. Sometimes your bad experiment reveals a bold direction. Perfection blocks exploration, and exploration reveals creative solutions. We love to complain about constraints. Oh, the client only wants 2 colors. The logo has to stay the same. We can't change the copy. Good. Limitations force problem solving. Look at how brands like IKEA build entire systems around flat pack constraints, or how NASA engineers with insane physical limitations. Restrictions don't kill creativity. It actually helps define it. If you remove all boundaries, that's when you get chaos. When you work inside constraints, your brain searches deeper. If you want, you could try using self-imposed constraints. Only use one typeface. Only use black and white. Try designing around only one image. Only use type, no graphics. You'll be very surprised what happens. Okay, one of my go-to methods is when I'm stuck, I leave Adobe. I open Notes and I start to write. Not beautifully, not poetically, just things like, what is this project about? Who cares about it? What emotion should it evoke? What would make someone stop scrolling? Words have a way of clarifying thoughts. Design, it's just visualized thinking. If you can't explain your concept in one sentence, then you don't have a strong concept yet. And that's okay, everyone starts somewhere. But don't try and design your way out of unclear thinking. That's how you spiral for 3 hours just by adjusting the margins. Okay, and I know this one sounds dramatic, but stay with me. Every project connects to something bigger. A menu design, that's about appetite, ritual, hospitality. A school campaign, that's about identity and aspiration. A sustainability poster, that's about morality. When you zoom out a bit, that's when the emotional layer starts to surface. And emotional layers, they create memorable design. This is the same reason why you love certain art in museums. Like for instance, when I went and visited the George O'Keeffe Museum, it's not because her layouts are trendy. It's because her work spoke to me and it felt very intentional. Creativity comes from meaning, not just aesthetics. We as a society don't allow boredom anymore. The second that we feel stuck, we start scrolling. But boredom is the gateway to ideas. Your brain needs idle time to connect the dots. Go on a walk, clean your studio, make coffee, stare at the ceiling. Ideas often show up when you stop hunting for them. Inspiration is kind of rude like that. So let's talk about your first idea. More often than not, it's usually an idea that is influenced by trends. What you've seen recently, what feels socially acceptable, what won't get criticized. It's not bad, it's just expected. I'm telling you, you need to push past that first idea and come up with like a minimum of 5. Usually by the time you reach direction 3 or 4, that's when your work starts to get actually interesting. If you feel like you're not enough as a designer, I promise you that is false. It is not that. It's usually these 3 things instead. You're not digging deep enough. You're consuming too narrowly. You're afraid to look stupid. Creative solutions are uncomfortable. They require curiosity. They require risks. They require you to be a little emotionally vulnerable because it's something that you care about. And honestly, the fact that you're watching this video and you already care if you're creative enough, that tells me everything about you. So next time you open Illustrator and your brain just feels empty, don't panic. Interrogate, write, break it, constrain it, zoom out, step away. And then when you're ready, come back. Creativity isn't just like lightning. Instead, it's more like a slow excavation. And you, my friend, you are very capable of digging. But okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's all I have for you today. And if you did like it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos just like this because I make them every single week. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.